when we were asked to be investors for LifeWorks, one of the threads that I really thought about was that I wanted to provide mentorship for the next generation, which is what we do often, but I really wanted to lean into that. And, one of the things that the leadership team of this Pathfinder Outfitters has done for me is provide mentorship over the years. And I thought, my God, what an incredible opportunity for us to have our young people, and some not so young people, here I'm talking about age, but to experience some of the stuff that I've experienced over my career, and to be with people from all over North America and just learn from them, and to experience the next level of mentorship, not just from Kirk and I, but from a lot of different people, and to lean into all that, to cultivate the amazing teams that we have. I was thrilled to have the opportunity to share the contributions of this collective. Things like, Theory U and prototyping, and the use of art to solidify concepts, and networking, collaboration, giftedness, abundance. I mean, the list just goes on and on. And we talk about that stuff, but when you hear it from a variety of different humans, not just us, from a variety of different frameworks, not just LifeWorks, but all these different agencies throughout North America, it lands differently, right? And so we were stoked to have that opportunity to have our team in that situation. So, we're always hoping to inform leaders that are action-oriented. Can they lean into the patterns of transformation? Can they hold the barriers of influence? Can they set intentions of change? And I think, Marshall showed that he's somebody that can do that. And I think we have a team of managers and coordinators that can do that. I think we have team members all over LifeWorks that can do that. And if this is to happen again in the future, that we would be super interested in having this happen again. So, we have people throughout our agency that are interested in doing that. And so I think this was an interesting opportunity and exciting, and, just fraught with opportunity for people. So from our perspective, I think that it was amazing, and also at a weird time. And so, I'm looking forward to it being at a time when it's not so unbelievably stressful. So hopefully we can come at it from a different perspective, when it's not so unbelievably pulling at all our heartstrings all the time. So, Kirkles?
Yeah. So just to add on to what Beth said, and when we talk about, getting leaders who are action oriented, I think about, for me, 2021 has been largely a period of healing, and on a personal level, healing. And that's important, because I think, and I shared in the small group just before this session, that a big part of what's landed heavily for me is this, and Jen mentioned the shrinking of the world, but the planet as like a physical space. And so, and what is the connection to a planet that needs healing as our all of our home, as it relates to individual healing, right? And so one of the threads, and Linda invited me to come with an image, so that's what you're seeing right now on the screen. And a few years back, I was exposed to a video, or a short documentary, about astronauts who were set out into space on a particular mission and spent unexpectedly a great deal of time looking back at planet Earth, and used the analogy that planet Earth is like space shuttle Earth. And that space shuttles, for me, and as it pertains to 2021's healing journey, moves too fast. So I played around with the idea of a hot air balloon instead of a space shuttle. And the way those work, uh, depending on how much gas or heat I give it, it will go in a particular direction. And so, where's the connection for me between the healing personally and globally? Well, if I'm to affect change in a certain way, then I've got to be right with myself first. And the story of Team Nick is really great because their team did, before Marshall and Alex arrived, Nick's life and his team were in need of healing. And so another one of these threads that Pathfinding Outfitters provides, or that I hold on to, is the intergenerationality piece. Is that there's great power, and Marshall didn't say it, but those three brothers are generationally separate. So you've got, I won't out Marshall on how old he is, but Nick's in the middle of his life, and Alex is coming up as the youngest, and there's some power in that. There's really, really, I don't know that they would be as well evolved as a collective if it weren't for the intergenerational piece. So, and as a father raising kids through this time, the idea of this physical space we live on and how we take care of it has been really, really important, and has landed heavily, because I'm terrified to think about what we might be leaving for our children. So this image here is us in right relationship with one another, in a basket, being held by curiosity, compassion, and courage, values and energies that this particular space has embraced as like kind of foundational stuff. And then collectively, whatever kind of gas or energy we want to put forth, we can kind of lean into the idea that it's going to be best for the collective, because we're first, again, right with ourselves, enabling us to be right with each other. And then those group relationships can then bleed into a larger global kind of movement, so that everything that I do as an individual has an effect on the greater whole, which is the planet. So that's kind of where this image comes from, how it emerged, and kind of describes, like, what has landed for me with the Pathfinding Outfitters and in life in general in 21. So